Hi, welcome back. This is the Anderson County Library Elevate session for the Poinsettia. My name is Jahnna. Thank you for joining us today. So I hope you've had your kit, picked up your kit. If not, we still have more. I wanted to show you what you get in it. You get four different, two of each size, what are these things called? Petals and leaves, and you get a little glitter pistol in the middle there. So there were a couple of ideas I was thinking about what you can do with this. First of all, of course, when you put it together, you're going to be crimping your leaves here. And what you could do to make it, I thought, to be more leaf-like is if you take a dowel or a knitting needle or just something round, or even a pencil if you have a round pencil. If you got a pencil with ridges on it, it's going to leave ridges, so I wouldn't use those. So if you can find a perfectly round pencil, dowel, knitting chopstick, anything that's round. And then you can curl your edges. And of course, the size of the implement will give you the size of your curling here. But I think that gives it more of a leaf-like demeanor. So you can do that instead of, that looks very sharp, but that looks more leaf-like. So you can do that to all your the petals and the leaves. So that's one way to. And then another thing is when you're doing the pistil, you want to make sure that the glitter is on the inside when you're curling it, because when you do that, that gives you the chance of, when it's done, of folding it out so that you can see the glitter side. So when you put it together, there are two foam dots that I've included in there. And I'll tell you, the foam dots don't have the best adhesive on it. So if you want it to last, I'd use the foam dots because it gives you the height. But I would put a dab of glue on both sides when you're connecting them. So for instance, when I'm putting this together, I'm going to put some glue down at the bottom there before I put that on, and then when I do the next size to put onto it. So what you do is the bigger ones, you'll glue those together directly, and then you'll put the foam dot on there, and then you're going to put the two smaller ones together and put that on that. So it gives you some height, some distance, but I would use a little glue so it stays secure. And then you're going to glue the little pistil in the middle. So a couple of things you can do to elevate this. I was experimenting a little bit with an ink pad. And again, if you don't have an ink pad, I was thinking if you had magic markers, metallic markers or something like this, you can always use a cotton pad, cotton ball, and rub the marker on it to get the ink onto the cotton ball, and then rub it on your paper. So I was experimenting a little bit with different colors. And I had gold, and I really liked the way the gold looked. And I kind of brushed it on so that, you have a little bit on here as well. I don't know how well you can see this, and then some on the edging. So it just gives it a little more dimension. But you could use all kinds of different colors. And I experimented a little bit with silver. And then I tried the green. I wasn't too wild about the green. I really like the metallics to give it more of a festive look. And then the silver on the red. But I really like the gold best, so I went with that. So other things you can do with this, I had thought, is if you have a headband, you could put felt on the headband, or ribbon, wrap it around, cut it and glue it, hot glue it, probably be best, and then you can put your poinsettia on and have it as a holiday headgear, would be cute. Another thing you could try doing is they sell little pins in the jewelry store, and you could turn this into a brooch. Just hot glue the pin on the back, and you could have a little holiday brooch for the season, which would be cute as well. Or you can get a little head clip, or what are these things called? Head clips, or a barrette, and you can put that on the back of it and do it as a hair decoration. So I thought that would be kind of cute. Now, another thing you could also do, if you have access to floral wire, what you could do is if you make a hole in the middle of the poinsettia, and I would do this before you put you might do this without the foam dots, because I'm not sure how well you can get through that. But what you're going to do is you would stick it through, all the way through all the layers, and let's see if I can just stick that in there. Yeah. Oops. All right. And then it would come up through the middle. You'd have the leaves on the bottom, then the petals. And then you want to crimp the end of this You turn it over. I happen to have pliers, jewelry pliers for this, but you know, whatever you got, pliers would work. Or you can probably even do it with your hands, or do it around the knitting needle kind of thing and bend it, because it's pretty thin wire. And then I would turn that to keep your wire in and glue that down, and then glue the pistil on top of that, and then you can have your poinsettia on a stem. And then you could also, if you want to experiment, I had gold beads. You could put some gold beads in there, put a gold bead in the middle or around it to hide the green of the floral stem. So just a couple ideas for elevating your poinsettia. Another thing is, if you're really good with drawing, poinsettias have the veins in the leaves, in the petals. So I don't feel confident doing that, but I was going to just show you. I don't know if you can see too well what I've done here. I have 3 different things. I have a colored pencil, and that's this one. That gives you a very faint, but it does give you some definition on your leaf. And then this middle one was a marker, and that, you know, it dries, but again, it gives you a little bit more definition. And then this was a Sharpie I had, and that made it look kind of dark when it dries. Let's see if that'll dry real quick. So depending on what kind of effect you're looking for, you can do that or not. I didn't want to put the veins in, but you can, you know, when you look at the petal of a poinsettia, it's got veining in it. So just a couple of ideas. I hope you enjoy doing the kit, and you all have a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you at the next session. Thanks very much.